Welcome back, YouTube. It's your host, Bruce GNT. And for today's video, we're going to talk about what's been going on in Brooklyn because I'm not going to lie, I was talking mess about the Bronx and it seems like my people over there in Brooklyn are effing up as well. So we're not going to waste time. We're going to just jump right in and we're going to hear about how teens are just not allowed at Target anymore.
That new plan now in effect, and it follows a rash of robberies and violence at the store in recent months, with officials now hoping the new rules will help keep shoppers safe.
Fox 6's Lisa Evers is live in Flatbush, Brooklyn, with reaction to this new rule. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Natasha and Steve. A lot of reaction to this for sure. Now, we are standing right in front of this Target here on Flatbush Avenue. It is actually just down the street from the McDonald's that made news last month when they started banning anyone from their restaurant under the age of 20 unless they were accompanied by an older adult. Now, Target is letting it be known that if you are under the age of 18, you are banned from the store unless you are there with an adult. And all of this is due to the tremendous disruptions due to shoppers. Now, this Target, like many of their locations, is a popular spot for residents, but when school lets out, shoppers tell us it becomes a wild and uncomfortable scene with screaming, shouting matches, and even physical fights. Signs are now posted in the windows of the Target on Flatbush Avenue at Avenue H that say all guests under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult. We spoke with shoppers who had mixed reactions, but mostly positive reactions. Here's what they told us.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I'm not even gonna front. I don't blame them. I know that Target, just like I know the McDonald's like down the street that they ban. I think you have to be 21 or something like that to go there. I don't think it's the same how it is over in Target where you gotta be 18. Yeah, I don't blame them. I remember when I was growing up, I used to be like, yo, there's certain times I don't want to be in certain areas because the older kids would come out of school and just, yo, it was a nightmare. It legit was a nightmare, and I feel bad because. Actually, you know what? Nah. Screw that. I don't feel bad. Get a handle of your goddamn kids, bro. Like, you know how bad it is that stores are legit going, yo, if you are not accompanied by an adult, you cannot come in our store. That's bad, bro. That's bad. Like, growing up, my people and I used to think that we were bad. And when I say I don't mean like I was literally out there moving like that. I wasn't. You know, trust me. I just had people that was out there moving like that. But yeah, they were not that bad back when I was a kid. And that makes me sound like some old dude, but for real, like, now they're saying, yo, you can't even come here. You need an adult. If you don't have an adult, you cannot be in here. That's crazy work. Crazy. And I can already tell what the people are gonna say. They're gonna be happy. They're gonna be like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Enough is enough. And look, say what you will, I feel the exact same way. There are times I go places and I see like teenagers, and I hate saying, oh God, maybe sound so goddamn old. I see like teenagers, I'm just like, okay, what's gonna happen here? And then I don't initially look at them like that, but the minute I hear the yelling, I hear the tomfoolery. Yeah, I said it, tomfoolery. I'm just like, look, I need help and leave. I need help and leave.
If the kids are running around acting crazy, then they shouldn't be in there because there's plenty of times when I'm here during the daytime and after school hours and they're just running around crazy.
I don't think it's necessarily like making it safer.
I don't know. Some of the young kids can be trouble. They make trouble over here. They make trouble over there. The school kids, you know, it's their store. I can't tell them what to do.
Now, some of the residents told us that they believe that this new policy will also help reduce the shoplifting problem, which they say has been a rampant and persistent issue here. Now, we reached out to Target's parent company and the corporate PR, but did not get a response. We're live in East Flatbush. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox.
Yeah, I don't know how people could be upset with this because you see it right here, right? Brooklyn, McDonald's bans teens under 20. Yeah, under 20. That's what it was. Because they're tired. Like, bro, they are tired. People are trying to go to work, do what they gotta do, and hurry and get home. And then these kids are just making it worse. And I can't speak on whether or not it's gonna make things better. I really can't because I don't know that. But I know it's gonna reduce the amount of like just nonsense that goes on. And I think it will reduce the amount of like shoplifting because not saying only teens shoplift, but we know that it's a great deal of I say we. I know, because I used to live up there. I'm telling you, it's mostly them. It's mostly them. You know, it is what it is. Look, moral of the story, get a handle over your kids, bro. Because, like, that's just crazy. Like, how bad are your kids acting right now as a collective? Because I know it's not each individual person, but as a collective, that they're pretty much saying, hey, look, y'all can't come here no more. That's pretty bad. I'm also interested how they're going to enforce this, because are they going to have like armed guards or security standing there, or are they going to look at people like, okay, you look a little bit too young? Like, how's that going to work? Because look, there's certain parts of the day where that Target is like busy, like people just in and out, in and out, in and out. So unless they're going to make it so that they're just someone standing there consistently and they're just checking IDs or whatever, or I don't know how they're going to enforce that. Don't get in the way of a New Yorker where they got to get to where they got to get to, because the last thing any of them want, and trust me, I probably feel the same way, is if I'm trying to get to take care of what I got to take care of and you stop me, ask me, yo, get out my face. You're like, stop. But one thing they could do is that the minute they hear any type of like nonsense going on, like people running around shouting, fighting, and shit like that, they just immediately ask them for the IDs and then, you know, handle like that. I think that's one of the more, not efficient, but least invasive ways they could really enforce that. But besides that, I'm not too sure. I guess they're gonna check people's IDs. Let's see how that works out for them. I don't know. But this is a short one because I seen this yesterday. I was talking to my cousin and like I told her about it. I was like, yo, that old Target. Yeah. So, but that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment down below, tell me your thoughts. Tell me, do you think that this was gonna work? Do you feel like this is actually gonna have an effect on what's going on? Or do you think this is just smoke and mirrors? They ain't gonna really do shit. Let me know, and subscribe if you want more. Peace.